Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Tamar Charmaine.
Hey guys, and I'm Will.
And so we just finished watching part 2 of the Married at First Sight reunion. It is finally done.
Yes.
This is not going to be a long review at all. And if I had to rate this reunion, I would give it a D.
The first half, not really, but second half, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's get straight to it.
So it started off with Chris and Paige. Chris again runs away, blah blah blah. They had Paige's friend on there because the whole season people have been asking, okay, where are Paige's friends? And like I said, Paige's friend came on there and was like, they're not as patient as Paige is, so that's why they did not put themselves into the filming. I was saying the same thing. Like, they probably were like, they're not with Paige's foolery. So they're not gonna, Paige probably has done, been in a relationship before where a guy has showed his behind and they knew what it was and they did not want to get into that foolery.
Yeah, and they probably, like, as our friend said, like, we don't behave like Paige, So they kind of knew, like, they didn't want to step in because they knew how they were.
And they know how Paige is.
Yeah, and this friend, she's one of those friends that apparently hold you accountable, and she mentioned that tonight. She thanks God or whatever it is that she didn't come out of character. And if she knew that Chris was gonna be the way he was, she would have stepped in. But I kind of want to go back a little bit. I want to go back into the pastor and Chris story. There's a bunch of rumors and things we've been hearing, but specifically from Chris's mouth, saying that this pastor was a friend. Can we focus on that for a second? Because
it's nothing to do with the reunion, but
it has everything to do with it. First of all, Chris is saying that, right? This pastor was a friend and not a mentor. He said he was my groomsman. So I looked at it as, like, so I can see what he's saying.
This was, I think, on his social media, Chris, or I don't know where this recording came from, but Chris out of his mouth.
Yeah, but no. Tonight he mentioned also.
Oh, on the show.
Yeah,
as well. Okay,
yeah. That's why I said it has everything to do with it, because he mentioned this was his friend. He mentioned he was a groomsman, and like, so I don't know how much truth Chris is saying, because as a right now, we don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, you can't trust anything that comes out of Chris's mouth. And he could have been, Chris went to his church, right? Or whatever the case was. Chris lives in Atlanta, and his family's from Chicago, and he was going to this man's church. And in the beginning, he said that was his pastor. So it's just, you can't believe anything. He's just mad because Pastor Dwight tried to hook Paige up with someone else. Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna call someone your pastor, that means you sort of hold this person to a certain stature, right?
Or you have some sort of respect.
Yeah.
But then Chris, who supposedly is a minister, was a minister, but left because he wanted to make money. He is nowhere in the light of what a minister should be. So he probably doesn't have respect for any kind of minister, because he doesn't have respect for himself. He doesn't have respect for the representation of his faith. So there's no respect there, period.
And I think what the point I'm trying to drive here is that Chris is basically trying to point out the fact that he was hurt that his friend was like calling him out or holding him accountable. And it goes back to what we were talking about some in our earlier conversations and earlier videos, that Chris, when it comes to being held accountable, this is when he like drops everything and just becomes this throw tantrum. The world revolves around him. And it's two things going here. So I can understand if you calling someone a friend, right, and then on national TV, they are all of a sudden they're playing this role as like I'm this leader to
But
him.
Chris was wrong, and Pastor Dwight was the only one who held Chris accountable. He's the only one who basically didn't mince words for Chris. Period.
I think the question is, has Pastor Dwight always been this way? Because according to Chris, he's never seen Pastor Dwight in this role. You
can't believe anything that comes out of Chris's mind. But let's just move on to Haley and Jacob, because we had more. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to make sure we are done here, because like these two right here, you know what I mean? Like even he said, "Oh, I will only continue if the pastor was gone." You know what I mean?
Yeah. So outside of the show, from some intel that I have researched and watched on YouTube and stuff, Chris did not know that Pastor Dwight was going to be there, or he said it. And if he was going to be there, it was for a reconciliation. So it was like he was tag teamed, and Chris did not appreciate that. And that's where his anger came from. And what I will say is, Kevin as a host, I feel like he's a good host, but at the same time, I feel like during this, I'm talking about Kevin Frazier, the host. I feel like during this particular reunion, Kevin was being very subjective, and when we talk about Haley and Jacob, I will explain.
You want to go into that now, Haley and Jacob?
Okay, yes. So, to me, and I've said this several times in our reviews, I see no difference between Haley and Chris. She's just an elevated blonde version of him, and
who gets away with it.
And Kevin Frazier was sticking up for Haley and not holding her to the same standards, and was actually had double standards when it came between Chris and Haley. The same way Kevin Frazier kept trying to push that, oh, Haley slept with you, Jacob, so she was trying, even though Haley did not like him. From the ceremony, there were signs Haley did not like him. Same way, from the ceremony, there were signs Chris did not like Paige, but Chris slept with Paige to see that maybe if they slept together, some kind of attraction would be there.
And Haley did the same thing.
And
you heard no hoopla.
No hoopla. And now people are mad at Jacob because Jacob wasn't seeing that as trying. No, it's the same thing. Just because someone is a man doesn't mean that they're any less sensitive or don't have feelings. Haley did to Jacob what Chris did to Paige, except for it was just less ghetto. She didn't have a supposed baby or something like that, but it was the same thing. And
she avoided him.
Exactly. And just like Chris, she was never truly held accountable, or when she was held accountable, she would throw a tantrum or she would lie.
So my thing is, could it be, and I don't want to take it here, but you think could it be like a privilege thing? With her being, I'm not, it's not a white or black thing, but I think in some of these situations,
it could be, but even
see black people get more, like, publicly shamed.
That's true. I agree with that. And also, I think oftentimes when it's just men and women, sometimes there's a double standard. Like, for example, a mother could be a deadbeat mother, but nobody talks about toxic mothers, but people will be the first to talk about a toxic father. Or, so there are double standards when it comes to relational stuff when it does come to women. And I am in no way being a pick-me-sha. I'm not being a pick-me. But what I'm saying is that oftentimes people don't equally assess a situation and see they're acting the same way. It's just delivered in a different way. You know what I mean? Instead of handed it on a poo-poo platter, she handed it on a gold platter. She dressed it up.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm over Haley. I think Haley's going to forever be a bridesmaid. 10 years from now, the same way she judged Jacob for not being married, she's gonna be the one that's gonna be weird and not married.
Yeah, I mean a lot of things. They went back. They did a lot of they went back to a lot of their stories, and just seeing some of that behavior.
But Haley, you can see how her mom was like she still had an issue that she had to call her mom for the bracelet. Like she is Haley's number one problem is she's not held accountable. The host didn't hold her accountable, and then they try to make Jacob look like the crazy one, and nobody ever said, Haley, what was your part? Yeah, what did you do?
That's true. She basically Haley has got away with everything, and that's something, I don't know who, but I would like to see more conversations about that, or in the future, you know what I mean? But you want to move on to the next?
Yeah. So couple? Well, there was no next couple. Yeah, it was the men. The men spoke. I'm glad that all the men were able to speak to and I feel so bad for Jacob, because I feel like he really wanted to find someone.
And the men actually value Jacob as this hilarious guy, which I find it appalling that Haley don't see him that way.
Well, Jacob did say that the next woman is someone that doesn't take themselves too seriously.
He said he wants someone to be stupid around him.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, and I feel like Haley just wanted to be married at first sight because all her friends are getting married, and she's not.
Yeah.
She like I've been saying, she's one to follow the crowds, and I feel like even someone once said like Haley may not even like men, but we're not gonna go there. But I think that she did it to fit in with her friends, where Jacob was in this process to truly find someone. And if you go back to the episodes, Jacob says, well, Pastor Kyle says this. That's why I was annoyed with Kevin, because if you not the bits and pieces that they play of them, but if you really pay attention, Jacob was trying. He was like, well, Pastor Kyle said if we do this, and Haley was like, I'm not doing that.
And notice what Jacob thing was like in his mind. He actually planned to be her best friend forever. His problem was that off camera,
attitude. She was fake.
Off camera, she was quiet. This little, she didn't really behave like on camera. I think he's basically trying to say she played this innocent role when the camera came on and make it look like he was crazy.
No, he said that she didn't even speak to him. She had a nasty attitude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But on camera...
No, on camera, it wasn't to make him look crazy. On camera, that's the only time she would speak to him. Like, hi, how are you? She's fake.
Yeah.
But one thing I did want to touch on, when all the men were in a circle, they showed, clips of Vincent. And, I've been saying, that they try to make Vincent seem like this controlling, overly sensitive, moody man. But so far, the clips that they cut out... You had the training session from last episode, and from part 1, and then this one, him making s'mores for Brianna. Yeah. So like I said, they were looking, because all the other couples had some kind of weird issue. They were putting bits and pieces to make it look like Vincent had issues. When there really wasn't anything, and I follow all of them on social media, and Vincent is madly in love with Brianna, and it's really beautiful to see, and yeah.
So any other couples? I mean, we can just touch on.
Yeah, it was just the men speaking. I liked how they're cool. Then they had the experts. The experts came out, and the experts.
Anything we want to say on Eric and Virginia? I think we seen what we had to see of them, but I would say for tonight purposes, I feel like they actually brought up were they having some sort of, I'm trying to find the words to articulate that, but it was something in the beginning, when they was first coming together, you know what I mean? I can't think of it. Oh well. Who's next?
I'll
come back to that.
The couples really all went last week. Today was really on the couples who didn't make it, so they just really went over Haley and Jacob. Paige and Chris, and then the men spoke, the experts spoke, and the experts were like, well, we did do a good job, and they try to say, well, Chris, lied to us, and blah blah blah. But next season better be a good season. That's all I have to say. And then they had all the couples come out.
Together. That's what I was trying to focus on, that part when the couples were together,
Yeah.
and they was like showing stuff. They was going back into some of their stories and showing some things, but yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah, and if you guys want us to review any shows, put it in the comments for us. We do watch a lot of shows. We watch The Circle. We watch 90 Day. We watch the whole franchise. Housewives of Atlanta, even though that just went off. Ready to Love, we got to catch up on that. We watch all of those. Yeah, we watch all those shows. We watch a lot of regular shows too. Power, Godfather of Harlem. We watch so many different shows, like Netflix, regular. We have cable. We have Amazon Prime. We have Netflix. We have HBO Max. We have every streaming service. I'm Hulu. We have everything. So if you have any shows you want us to review, let us know, because we do watch a lot of stuff together. But yeah.
Yeah. Until next time.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right.